Hello, everybody. My name is Damon Van Hee. Welcome back to Help Action Needed. This is not my channel. This is Sean's channel. But I have been given permission to do anything that I want here on this channel. And so today we are going to continue playing the game that I made with Sarah Moore. It's called The Crown. And I think it's a good game. And I like it. And I like playing it and running it. And now, since all of you are watching, you get to watch whatever these four chuckleheads are going to do tonight. I'm going to briefly go around the table, go ahead and give introductions, remind everybody watching who you are playing. Give me a name, give me what you are the god of, your purview, and then tell me who you're bonded to. I'm going to start with Gloria.
Hello, thank you for choosing me first. I was trying really hard to remember that. Hi, I'm Gloria. I am playing, I don't have a name because I only go by chance now. And I am bonded to Rhyme.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am. Mika.
Pick,
Sorry, Damon.
I'm just going to say pick someone to go next.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mika. My pronouns are he, him, and today I am playing Folly. Pronouns also he, him, and he is bonded to Caprice. Yuri.
Hello everyone, my name is Yudi, my pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Emrys, the goddess of gravity, pronouns she, her, who is bonded to Fetch himself. And Sean, I guess, if we have to.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean, and I'm playing Story. We both use he, him pronouns. Story is the god of story, and he is bonded to Outcast.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna just dive into things, I think. When we last left our super helpful group of people, gods, I should say, we were in the Sub-Stright, which is the disc itself that the city, the Shining Garden, sits on top of. The Sub-Stright is a repetitive labyrinth of tunnels and doorways, but we had discovered people living down here as well. There are the badfish, which are the weird lumpy people with big mouths that are having a strange little swap meet. But the reason we are down here is in pursuit of the god of rats. We are helping his familiar, the Pestilence General, locate his person, who is allegedly in a bit of trouble. Any other key points that I forgot about the plot because I take bad notes?
Werewolves.
Oh yeah, that happened. That happened a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, if you have not seen the last episode, I'm not going to elaborate. I just think you should go watch and wait for the werewolf part. It will be unexpected.
The other route was getting a map of PG's life, so we do have the little map of where the path goes.
Yes.
That was an important part. Yeah.
I thought maybe that's what Gloria would mention, but hey, we out here.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Straight to the werewolves. I love it. Okay, so we had gotten a heading effectively from the badfish swap meet, and you had been directed just out past where we were, down a short hallway where they said they had seen people dragging the god in question. Yeah. And so what would everybody like to do?
I just think very quickly before the player forgets. I believe that PG is on Chance's shoulder and in her hair with like a little peephole.
Mhm.
She's gonna say, PG, I forgot that I could literally turn you invisible.
Oh,
Maybe you won't have to be nestled in my hair. Would you like this?
can I have both?
Yes.
I don't have to be in your hair.
You could make a nest out of my hair, and I will never let anyone invade your home.
Okay, that sounds
You could
very
live
nice.
you could live in my hair.
Okay.
Great. Vanish.
And for those watching, Pestilence General vanishes.
Do
Are
we
the bad fish
know?
looking? Go ahead, Yuri.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, are the bad fish looking for like a new god to represent them? Is this
Oh, great
public
question.
knowledge?
I mean, I don't think it's public knowledge, but I would, because you are the god of stories, I would certainly let you make a roll for this.
I would love to make a roll.
Yeah, I
God.
think either presence or brains,
Okay.
and then either know or weird, however you
Do
want to put that
presence
together.
And no.
And this is going to be a sliding scale, so the more successes you get, the more information I'll give you about them.
Cool. Within no, my specialization is secret. I don't know if that would matter for this or not.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's entirely secret, but it is, like, certainly not common knowledge. Yeah.
Well, let's see. We got a pool of 5 to start with.
That's pretty good. 5s and
1,
6s on your
6.
first roll will explode because of that
So
specialization.
1, 6, and 2 5s.
Okay,
So that's 3 successes.
Yep.
2 more 6s and another 5. So the 5 doesn't explode, but that's 6 successes.
Yep.
Another 6. Another 6. And a 4.
Okay. I sort of stopped keeping track. You
I think
You-
that was 10.
you quickly exceeded your dice pool. That's so rad when this happens in this game. You're gods. You should be able to roll higher than your dice pool because why not? Yeah, so I think you just pull out like the Book of Bad Fish and you're like, oh, here's all of the stuff. They have a complicated history with gods because they were sort of bred and created to be, I mean, they are still humans. They could follow a god. But they, as a culture, as a small society, were deeply mistreated, and that is a thing that they remember. And so they are. It's hard to be like truly atheist in the city with gods actually all over the place, but they are sort of anti-divinity. They are capable, mechanically speaking, they are capable of worshiping and providing someone with worship. It might be a thing that, I don't know, I might make it worth more if you were able to like convince the bad fish to pay attention to you in that kind of way, because they are predisposed to not want to do that.
Then I think Story, while Chance is putting Pestilence General in their hair and making a huge promise of you can stay here forever and I'll never let anything bad happen to you. Wild thing to say. We'll go to the merchant that Emrys got the trade from. Like, you've been down here for a while. If you ever were considering coming back to the surface or keeping yourself down here on your own way, there's a lot that can be done just by like changing a word or two in how a story is presented. We could work together and let you be who you want to be and not who society has deemed you.
You are not the first person to pitch that to us. It would be a thing that for us down here, I think that you would work for us for a while until we're convinced that you're worth paying attention to.
And what does working for you mean? What would you want out of this?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would probably want something different than he would, or than she would, or than he would. I don't know. I could use a really nice sword.
I can give you a sword.
All right. That sounds nice. That would be a good opening move for me. I think everyone down here would want something different, probably.
Is there like a screwdriver or something on the table where the tools were?
Yeah.
I want to just take it and write on the handle, "The pen is mightier than the sword," and extend the screwdriver to a giant sword screwdriver.
All right. That's very cool. That's really great. I think that's going to be a rote. If it's a thing that you want to have any sort of lasting power, I think, yeah, that's very cool. Okay, so I think we're just going to go through. I'll maybe present how I think it might be built, and then we can see what you think of that. I think some conjure would go into this. Okay. Duration, certainly. And I will point out that even in a controlled situation like we are, the longest duration you can get up to is a month. So this might be a thing that would need re-upping. You'd have to come back down here if it's a thing you wanted to pursue in the future. But duration would certainly go in there. And then, I mean, I think structurally we would probably add damage, which would represent how good of a sword you want to present to this guy. And those three, I think, would probably do it. But I am open to hear your thoughts, how story would cater or and shape this road.
Yeah. I think that's good. I don't think he would care too much about the length of the duration. Kind of like a, hey, here's a buy-in.
Yeah.
You start talking to me, we'll get you more. But yeah, so yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at so for conjure, it's going to be, I think, truly like a rank 1. Like it's not a very big space. You know, you don't need a lot of stuff. And rank 1 gives us a cubic foot there. Okay. And then duration, in a controlled situation, up to an hour is rank 4. If you just want to give like a little treat, maybe a rank 4. It starts ramping up, but then also the rote cost starts going up from there too. And then damage would be up to you, just like how fancy you want it to be.
Let's do 1 conjure, 1 damage for duration.
Okay, great. 1 conjure, 1 damage for duration. So that's going to be 6 points of Aether, because your top your top degree rank is rank 4, so the whole thing's only multiplied by 1. So that's 6 Aether, unless you have any discounts in any of those 3.
Not in those 3 now.
Okay, so spend that 6, and then roll me a d6, and just let me know what you get.
2.
A 2. Okay, so a minor complication. I think the minor complication in this, the road is successful. You are gods. You are spending your actual Aether, your essence to do this. So the road works. But I think there is still some semblance of the screwdriver left behind. And so instead of like a proper sword handle, it's just a regular screwdriver handle. The blade is very nice. It's, it's gleaming. It looks incredibly sharp. It is definitely a story-worthy blade. But the handle is a little bit of a letdown. But he doesn't seem to mind that much. He's definitely impressed that you were willing to do it so quickly, while not necessarily as impressed with the craftsmanship. But he does appreciate, you can tell that he does appreciate this exchange has begun. Yeah.
I figured you were more apt in holding a screwdriver than a sword, so giving you something you already know how to hold, ease of use.
Thank you. That's a good thought. I don't know how good for twisting the blade will be, but I'll find out the first time I put it in someone.
You should never twist a blade. You should go, it's more about hacking, not stabbing and twisting. Common misconception.
He takes a couple of practice hacks with it. They're not that elegant, but he's definitely feeling this sword. Yeah.
Can I say, sorry.
No, go ahead. Please.
Please hold her back, okay? Please. Chance is gonna walk up, manifest her hammer, and say, I can show you, if you want, how to smash things and hack at things.
I don't think they need your intervention.
No, keep going.
Should we really be doing this now?
No, it's fine.
Do you not want to arm an army when they can help us, Emrys?
The dud abides. Let them fight. Emrys, over here.
I don't know if they would help us.
Do you have a
log? Weapons.
Emrys, over here. And Folly is just going to kind of gently grab Emrys and just kind of move her over.
The badfish comes.
If you will allow, Yuri. If you will allow.
The badfish comes out from behind his little counter and his little table that's set up there. And the blade to handle ratio is such that this is an incredibly hard sword to hold on to. There's just the balance is way off on it. But he walks over to Chance and he stands side by side with you. Not like he's gonna fight you or anything, but he stands side by side and he goes, "I don't have a log at all, but
Okay.
Daniel over there's got a wood bench. We could hit that. That guy sucks."
I hate him. Let's smash his bench.
Great.
Tons worse.
So she's gonna go over and just go through all the motions. I know that you don't have a proper hilt.
Mm-mm.
I know that it's sort of inconveniencing you in this way, but imagine
This is new
that...
for me. I don't know any other way.
Okay, well, you know what? Sometimes it's just all in how you feel, right? So just hold on to the screwdriver. And okay, how big is this sword?
I mean, it's
Yeah, like
It's
a short
sword-sized
sword,
Yeah.
Oh, a
but
short
like
sword.
with this size handle and a short sword.
yeah.
Okay. We're going to use all of our strength to do this at the same time, okay?
I never
Nope.
use any less.
Yes. And you know what? Use double it. So she's just gonna sometimes it's really scary if they see people lifting their weapons over their heads. It's a vulnerable position. But that's fun. So she lifts the hammer over her head and just smashes down, hoping that she breaks this bench.
Yeah, go ahead and just give me a might plus hit roll. Let's just
I
see
don't-
how well this works out.
A might plus hit. Okay. Oh wait, but I also have my omens. Please let me just see in case I need it. And I will use them for this. Okay. I have a 6 and a 5 and a 5 and a 4. So is that
So
three
that's
successes?
3 successes, and your
Okay.
6 will explode.
And a 5. So
Okay, so that's 4 successes with your hammer to smash Daniel's table.
yeah.
Yeah, and then what? How much damage does this weapon do?
I think 10? 15?
Yeah.
Let me just-
Okay, that's a lot. This is like a level 5 wonder for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. You haul off and you hit the table, and the badfish next to you has lifted the screwdriver sword as if to do the same, but the table just crumples beneath your hammer. Does your hammer? I know it's like a comically large one. Does it? Are there sounds? Does it squeak? Does it do anything?
No, it just looks
Okay.
ridiculous, and everything's just sort of splinters all around her. It does have like opalescent, iridescent light coming through it, so maybe it just sort of turns into a brief disco for a sec in the room.
I love that. Yeah, just an explosion of light and stuff.
She's
Yeah.
very like white and black everything, but the one thing that's just not her very presence is this freaking hammer.
Yeah, you just that table is completely smashed and obliterated, and the badfish next to you gives like one of these to Daniel, and just kind of relaxes the sword on his shoulder, looking incredibly proud. Maybe proud that he has gotten someone to do the work for him. So now that table is smashed, now what? Is there more to do here with these poor merchants, or are we heading down after the plot? I'm fine with either, for the record. I just want to know what everybody's goals are for this.
I mean, my goal is
think-
just to let Chance and Story keep trying to work, because like the sweet folly here of wasting our time, like politely, like endearingly, not
Mhm.
like just Folly is super into this.
I think Story will go to Emrys kind of like on the way out, not necessarily
Mhm.
like needing to stay here more. Yeah, so one day all of your friends and family will be dead, and they'll forget why they care about you. And so then when you need to find more people, you do good deeds for those around you, like the bad fish, and then they'll be the ones that restore you.
Story. Story.
Yes.
That already happened.
No, because her ancestor friends still care about her.
Emrys, this is so good.
Yeah. All of my friends and family when I was living, are dead already. But, I mean,
Oh,
I
I
don't
thought-
see why their ancestors, their offspring, yeah, maybe, sure, I'll talk to them. I'll get more followers.
Yeah.
Sweetie, we don't have to worry about that now. We don't.
It's just it's like in 200 years. It's just setting you up now to plant the seeds for success, you know?
Right. You know, want people to forget about me so quickly.
We would never forget about you.
Right. You're also gods, though, not followers. I'll work on it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you two were talking to Emrys, and now I feel really bad for saying this is good.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. The dud does not abide that.
Yeah, and then we'll continue down the path towards
Yeah, cool.
the plot.
Great.
Wait, PG,
Yeah.
PG,
Great.
where are we going, PG?
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
contemplating.
you feel a
being
little
forgotten.
tug forward for your hair because he can't point now that
Yeah.
he's invisible. Well, he does, and then after a while realizes that you can't see him, and so he gives a little tug.
Yeah, I'll just ratatouille myself in whatever direction he pulls.
All right.
But yeah.
That
Gosh,
was
we're
so
horrible.
sad.
How are
What
we
a sad
horrible
moment.
people? We're
Oh.
so horrible.
You've been alive for thousands of years and chose to be this sad and mean about all of this stuff.
I was
I love
trying to diffuse
He said
the
it in
situation.
a lighthearted manner to be like, "Hey, just so you're ready, because it's been 100 years. She's in the second generation by now. She has had the initial pain."
The Sims.
Yeah, like
Sorry.
she definitely took it that way where it's like they've been gods way longer than I have. I'm
Mhm.
going to take this advice to the best of my ability.
Oh my god.
Do you think that they have given good advice in the past to you, or is this a pattern of theirs? Maybe advice that is easy to misinterpret. I guess we'll put it that way. I don't want to call it bad advice because it's not.
It's
No.
not.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it's been a lot of similar things where they'll tell her, oh, this will happen eventually. Oh, don't worry about that. It won't matter in 500 years. Of things that she still finds important or concepts that she finds hard to grasp. But it's always been the same thing where they've been gods for much longer. It's very likely, it is almost 100% they are correct, and I just don't understand yet. And so, she attempts to follow whatever advice or do whatever snippets of knowledge that they give her.
I love that approach. That's great.
Does it work
Okay.
out all the time? No, but
Yes.
she thinks it's just because I'm not there yet, but I will be.
Yeah, I think Folly just kind of leans over and says, "Don't worry, you'll lose that pesky humanity. It's fine."
This feels really PhD student telling a day one undergrad, "Oh, you'll lose hope one day."
Yeah. Why did you ever go to law school? Just don't. Yeah.
You'll be nice
Um,
and shaded. It's fine.
All right.
I mean,
So we
I'm not, but you will be, so it's okay. Just like them.
Well, I suppose then it's a matter of seeing how long I can hold on to it. Right?
You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Good job, sport. No, we're having our own
That's a
private
great
conversation.
mentality.
Nope, sorry. Nope, this is our bonding time. You
Oh, I'm
two
sorry. Let's
go on
let
ahead.
the
It
person
is.
who makes the best decisions. Story, we can walk forward.
Let's walk.
She
Okay.
looks at you
Let's
guys
do the
like,
Sorkin
don't
walk and
leave
talk.
me alone.
We're just 10, 20, 30 paces ahead. It's fine.
No, it's cool. All right, that's a good sport. Let's go.
Thank you. She
Anytime.
walks.
The tiny thank you. That's so good. Okay. So yes, we follow the very tiny invisible tugs of a familiar rat down to the end of this hallway, where you are met with a door. It is an industrial metal door, one of those just like warehouse kind of double doors. It is closed, and it's got a little like number pad that you'd punch to open it. But the thing that you notice before anything else are all of the runes that are etched on it. It is covered in runes and sigils. You also notice these particular symbols are very easy for all of you to pick out as gods. Scattered amongst all of the runes are the symbols for every member of the clade. They are like woven in. Some are kind of hard to see, some are very obvious, but they are part of whatever this patterned sigil is on the door here. Yeah.
So, looks like we need a code. I have an idea,
Right.
but if anyone else has thoughts, please share.
No, go ahead. If you've got the code, go for it.
No, it looked like Emrys had something to say.
No. I think it's all you.
Mm-hmm.
Emrys, do you want to contribute?
Take a chance.
No chance, please. Are you going to just punch in numbers and chance that it's the right thing?
No?
Oh.
Much better.
Okay.
Oh.
She holds her hand up, and her already long, like, claws, one of them, or one of her nails looks like a claw, one of them just grows a bit longer as she's using her gift from Rhyme to use her stuff as a multi-tool. Now, my question is, is there anywhere for me to dig my nails in and do a thing intricately unlocking the buttons that need to be done, but also maybe like hot wiring it like a car so that I can get it to do the numbers I want or the symbols I want to do?
Yeah. So multi-tool. So your nail grows out into a generally speaking simple tool, but in this case, we could certainly use it as lock picks effectively.
Mhm.
And if we kind of like zhuzh it a bit, especially because you are the god of chance. I think that this might be a specific instance where for you this will be possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
May I please?
Yeah, let's do
Do
this.
so?
I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be a skill check for you,
Okay.
and I think because you are using one of your gifts from Rhyme, one of your wonders from Rhyme, it's going to be presence,
Okay.
and I think it's probably going to be weird. I think under normal circumstances, it might be make to sort of highlight the quality of the tool that you created for this.
Okay.
But because it's Rhyme specifically, we're going to go presence plus weird.
Okay. Am I able to know how many successes I need?
Oh, yeah, I should tell you that. Apologies. It is on me to tell you that because
That's okay.
yes, you can also spend, I don't know if we talked about this last time. You can also spend Aether to bypass a roll. But you have to have enough dice in your pool to roll that as a success without any explosions. So your pool has to meet or exceed whatever your challenge difficulty is. And in this case, your challenge difficulty is a 4 to get through that lock.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have at least 4 dice in that pool, in your presence plus weird pool, you can spend Aether 1-to-1 ratio to just succeed
I
because
think
you're a god.
right. What's gonna happen here is Chance knows that she couldn't do this without using one of her omens, but she's gonna act and like move along really, I don't know, like ceremoniously doing this with her hand, and is going to use one of her 4 success omens to make
perfect.
it happen.
Perfect.
She's just like,
You have your fingers in this lock and your nail in this lock, and you can swear for the briefest of moments you feel like it's not working, and then you feel someone push your finger and it clicks, and the light that is on this push pad goes from red to green, and you hear an unlock from inside.
there we go. And then it's silent in her head. Thank you.
Knew you had it.
I always do, don't I?
About 50% of the time.
All the time.
Works every time.
60%.
I mean, I'm really glad that worked. We probably wouldn't have wanted to do it my way anyways.
Oh,
What was your way?
Yeah, what was your way?
Oh, just concentrate really hard and use a couple of tons of gravitational weight to crush the door like a can.
Oh,
That
that's
would have been
sick.
incredible.
I would love to see that.
Why
So
didn't
next
we
door
do
come up
that?
too.
The next
Yeah, why
door.
didn't you say that? Yeah.
This was simpler and probably a lot quieter too. So,
No, I think you really should have
The
gone with
next
gravity
door, no
thing.
matter what door it is, you
Yeah.
are smashing it open.
Definitely. Oh, 100%.
Boy. All right. Well, let's see what that next door looks like then.
she's regretting saying anything out loud.
No, I have to say, I like in that moment all three of us kind of talking over each other. That was good.
I just feel like that's just how it's been for them for
Oh, yeah.
thousands of years anyway. So Emrys just has to, while Emrys is in our heads every day anyway, whenever she wants to, the three of us are just talking out loud at each other.
We
and
really made like a Cerberus situation on accident.
Yeah.
I love this. Yeah.
All right, tally ho.
Through, what do we see through the door? Can we hear
Okay, so-
movement?
You open the doors, and on the other side is another service tunnel, similar to the ones that you have been in, wandering around in here. This one, however, the ceiling is much lower. You can tell just from opening the door that it's going to feel a little claustrophobic being on the inside there. The first thing that hits you, though, is the air from the tunnel. It is so thick and humid. It's just the contrast between these cool filtered tunnels that you have been in, because the air in the Sub-Stright is just, it's moved like everything else throughout the city. The air in here, however, is dank. There is a smell to it that is kind of sweet and a little earthy, but then you also pick up definitely like a musky sort of animal smell and blood. All 4 of you are very familiar with the smell of blood. And you can see right away that the runes from the door, which were etched and carved into the door itself, continue on this side, but instead of being etched into the walls, they are painted on in like a dark, sticky looking substance. The hallway also, as the light pours in from the doors that you have opened, kind of sparkles. There's like glitter on the walls type of thing. Little points of light down, and it is a straight, long tunnel. You can't see the end of it from where you are, but you also don't see any turns along the way.
PG? What's
I don't remember this one, but it feels correct that way, but I think I came out a different way.
Hmm.
Story,
Hmm.
do the symbols of the clade get used often for totally nice, non-nefarious reasons?
I imagine the answer is no.
Well, a little of both.
Mhm.
For the people of the Shining Garden, it's a way to show who you are worshiping at the time. You know, so for a lot of the humans, it's common to paint your walls with it. You know, hang flags, all kinds of things, to both like show fealty and pay homage, and maybe write a little prayer down on something and burn it, whatever. Um, this feels different though.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to like ritual circles and writing sigils and things like that, usually the things you are interested in doing are incorporated into those shapes. um, and this doesn't necessarily feel like a quick slapdash graffiti for sure. So this, to story at least, this feels much different.
So, you've seen the sigils around town, honoring all of that. This is more like someone's trying to like do a thing about it.
Yeah, people usually pick one and, put their attention into that. But, is it, do we see like symbols for all of them here?
Yeah, all
Okay.
10.
I think that is what disconcerted her a little bit.
Mhm.
That they're all here.
Maybe they're just having a sleepover.
We haven't had one of those in a while.
I know.
Yeah, I like a good pillow fight.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They could also just be being used for blood sacrifices. Who can say?
It's basically the same thing. Sleepover, blood sacrifices. What else are you supposed to do during a sleepover?
Yeah.
I can think of
Besides
a couple
light as a
of
feather, stiff as a
things.
board.
I can think of a few other things, but
Yeah. Wait. Are they etched in, like, somebody grabbed like a tool and etched them into the sides of this cave, or are they painted?
The door, they were etched. In here they are painted onto the walls, and there's a texture to whatever it is that they have done. You're kind of at a distance still to really examine closely, but you can tell that it's like a thick sticky something that they have used to paint inside here.
Okay.
And Folly, you have Wardsmith, right? You took that wonder, I think.
Yes. Let me double
Yeah.
check. Yes. Yes.
This is not a direct correlation, but because you have that as a wonder, go ahead and make me a brains plus make roll.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
yay!
I'm so happy I get to use
You've
this.
got this, Folly.
Okay, what's the roll?
Brains plus make, and this is going to be a sliding scale, so more information from more
Oh my God.
successes.
All right, so that's just 2 dice because my make is a 0.
Good luck.
Love it.
They still
Mine
explode.
too.
6, 1 success. Okay,
Nice.
Nice.
okay, 4. So
Hey,
Okay.
that's still a success.
Yeah, with that one success, you're able to tell that these are most likely wards. On the door outside, painted on the hallways here, most likely wards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this is a lot of them. Like they go as far down this service tunnel that you can see. So
Mhm.
hundreds, thousands, maybe.
yeah, wards, and not a dropped drink. Wait, no, that's not how it goes.
Not at all, no. Wards isn't
No.
they're trying to keep a bad thing out, or they're trying to keep the clade out. Can you tell?
Yes.
You
Well-
could with only that one. So feel free to
Yeah.
answer that question however you want.
Oh no, that was the answer. Yes. to
Okay, great.
both. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Cool. So great. Yep. Wonderful. Okay.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
Hold on.
they're
Let me.
trying to keep the clade from knowing what they're doing out here. which is probably a really bad thing. They don't want to get caught. That makes sense.
Good for
Yeah,
them.
if they are trying to tear gods apart, they don't want the
Yeah.
gods knowing about the gods doing it.
Right. He was torn into pieces. I had almost forgotten that part.
He's still alive, though. It's just like your
He's just
friends, how they're like very
sleeping.
stretched, I imagine. Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan. in
Pestilence
Space
General
Jam.
doesn't seem too scared.
Right.
As his familiar, he would definitely not exist if the god of rats was dead.
I don't know. It's just, I know you all have been, I don't know, not dead. We don't really die anymore. I've never, and the concept still feels a little, scary, I suppose, to die but not really die.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You go stillness and you come out. Things happen.
Right.
And then you come out
Which-
better than before.
On that note, just to ask, if there was someone invisible down here, my narrate your life would make them start talking, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, if they were a person, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they were a god, they would get a roll for it. But yeah, if they're human and they don't have anything otherwise that would prevent that from happening, yes, they would just start narrating what was going on out loud, and that would be very funny.
See, and stillness is helpful because if someone tries to sneak up on us right now, they can't. They're gonna have to say, I'm planning to kill this god. And then we'll know that they're planning to kill us, and then we don't let that happen. It's really easy, you know?
Right.
And then I smash them with the hammer.
Okay.
And you can
Yeah.
smash them with 10,000 tons of gravity.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Probably,
pretty
I've never
sweet. That's really sweet.
really-
Consider these people the
tried
next
it.
door.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
They're a
yeah,
doorway
that's
into your next step of godhood.
Yeah, that's
Murder?
great. Treat people as just stepping stones. Love it.
It's
all
not
they are.
murder.
I don't feel like a murderer. But, right. Yeah, you all have gone through stillness. Some of you more than once. And I'll go through it too eventually. I just don't want it to be very soon.
We'll be there to pick you up. I
It's
told
fine.
you I'm never letting anyone throw you over anywhere.
Yeah, they've got you. They've got you.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You trust me
Okay.
to protect you, right?
Yeah. It'd be a bad
Yes.
idea, but do it anyway.
I
People come in clutch sometimes.
All the
I
time.
do.
Yeah, take a chance.
Except the goddess of clutches. She's not very helpful.
No. Took a
Yeah.
chance on her. That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was because she was singing ABBA that I thought it would be fine. Just take a chance, take a chance, take a chance.
Didn't
No,
work out.
no.
Is this a
Okay.
walk and talk, or are we all
Yeah,
just
no,
standing
yeah,
at the
walk and
threshold
talk.
singing together?
I would
Yeah.
say,
No,
I
it's-
would
it's
agree.
a-
I think it's
it
a
is
walk and
the-
talk.
yeah.
The
If
classic
nobody-
Aaron Sorkin walk and talk.
Absolutely.
If no one was walking in,
Yeah.
Chance would be going in anyway.
Yeah. So the only other thing that hasn't been addressed is the floor down here is it is there's like subway rail lines effectively
Oh.
that you're walking along. So this feels too short to accommodate anything like that. Absolutely. So the floor and the height of the ceiling feel a little weird and disparate, maybe. The city gets rearranged a lot, though. Like, Capital
Yeah.
can just do that. Like, he is the crowned god of the city, and he very regularly just twists things around. So it could be that this is a vestige of another portion of the city got shifted. Who knows? But you are a little claustrophobic. You don't have to duck or anything like that. It's just like kind of being in a small basement. You know, ceiling is really only like 6.5 feet here.
Mhm.
So even if you're stepping up onto the rails at all, then you're really touching the ceiling up above. But as you are walking, the sigils continue. The sparkling continues the whole way. Is anyone taking a closer look, investigating anything around on the sides, or just staying in and going? They don't seem to be changing at all. The tone of the wards continues as you walk.
Can I?
I think Story would be looking primarily for like if there's a like if it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Are they done in different ways? Are any of them like distorted a little, or is it like they're perfectly represented in order, sort of thing?
Yeah, go ahead and make a let's just do a brains plus notice check.
Cool.
And we'll do
3 dice.
sliding scale for successes on this one too.
Hey.
No.
Nah.
All right. Yeah, it's a lot.
I got
There's a
2
lot
3s
there.
and a 1.
Yeah.
I'd say it's because it's dark down here, but I have night vision, so nah.
Am
Yeah.
I allowed to give any of my omens away?
Yeah, to anyone,
I think
enemies included.
you're right.
Wild.
Okay, here, Chance is going to. Can you narrate to me, Sean, what Story is doing and trying to figure this out?
I think because they're glowing, like he's not getting too close to them because glowing means magic and magic means bad things sometimes. So like looking at them simply in like a very academic way, and looking for like pattern recognition, looking for things like saying like probably as he's walking, saying them aloud, like going like, okay, this one, but then Folly will say something and he has to reset the count in his head. Okay, again, this one, and like it's just like trying to mentally track the passage of the clade symbols.
Okay,
What number are you on?
I think I think what Chance does in this moment is she walks, like she turns around, her gown like blowing in the dank wind, and walks up to Story, listens to him repeat himself 15 times, and she puts her hands on his face and says, just let it happen. Just let it, just don't listen to Folly. Just
Rude.
let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. And then you get
Very
4
wise.
successes.
How many?
Ooh.
4.
Okay. So with 4 successes from Chance's Omen, I think as you're going down the corridor, what you actually start noticing is rhymes first, because this is where the omens come from. So you're first drawn to that, and that's kind of where you start to begin your pattern. And before you even realize kind of what's happening, you are now a little stuck in a pattern, a little OCD, as you are counting these things off and having to stop and sort of go back a little bit as through Chance, rhyme is guiding what you are looking at. And the things that you start to notice is that these don't have a particular pattern to them, but what they seem to be doing is the surrounding sigils will cover, like you'll have all 10 clade, and the surrounding sigils will be similar. And then the next time where we have the clade, it's new sigils around them. So it seems like each chunk serves a different purpose, but you don't notice the chunks repeating themselves.
Okay. So like if it was like a ritual casting, it would be like each one's a line of the casting essentially.
Yeah, kind of feels like that. And within that line, each member of the clade is accounted for.
Okay. It seems to be some sort of non-reciprocal. Like if we were writing out like a spell or a story, it would be a new line of the story each time, but making sure that they're all included. So could be some extremely high magic, could be some bad things, but it definitely is encompassing all 10 of the clade, and is different every time. The sigils change.
And so, Folly, that does lead you to think that, just from your experience with warding things with rituals, that these would be intended, each one would have its own purpose, and it's like they tie that ward off and the next one has something different specific, and they never repeat down this hallway. Um, as you're going, you still don't see any repeats in the wards there. It's been maybe a quarter mile, maybe approaching a half mile, and you still don't see the end of the tunnel. There has not been any shots off to the side, anything like that. No other access points that anyone has seen or noticed. And it's still just going.
It's
I think
impressive.
Story will look to chance. Do you think we should take a chance on this?
Always.
And I would like to summon my weapon and like X out one of the lines of this sigil.
Yeah, great. What is your weapon? What does it look like?
Yeah, I think it's a very large spear that is like Achilles' spear, but has like different texts written all over it, made up of paper. So it does like paper cuts when it hurts, but it's just like heroes of history's spears being represented in this literally like fluid paper.
That's
Death by a
beautiful.
thousand
I
paper
love that.
cuts.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, go ahead and just make me a basic might plus hit. Let's see
Okay.
how talented Story is with
You
this.
know what the god of story is not meant to be doing? On my one die, I got a 1.
Okay, great. So you drag your spear through one of these wards. It's a little. There's a bit of a stumble there as you are going up to do it. You do successfully like mess up what is there, and you pull back, and your spear does have some of that substance on it now, but there was no fanfare or explosion or like anything like that went along with you doing that. And it does look like you have messed up one of the runes that's there, but if it did anything beyond aesthetics, you could not tell.
Could I maybe walk up to one that is Rhyme's sigil and just put my hand on it and see if I feel anything?
Yeah. So the first thing that you feel is that it is incredibly sticky. There's also like you push your hand on it and your hand kind of presses a little bit like something that has spilled on the counter and you've just left it for too long. It's sticky and it's gritty. There's definitely like substance within it. Are you trying to contact Rhyme through this or just doing like a vibe check?
Oh, I don't know. I think... Actually, yes. Let's try and contact Rhyme.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... Let's do a presence plus... let's do presence plus endure.
Okay.
And this is going to be a challenge of 3. Give me 3 successes for it.
Please. I have 1 5. Does that explode?
Nope.
Oh, damn it! Okay, fine.
Okay. So here's another thing that Aether can do. You can, after the fact, spend to buy your way out of a skill check, but it costs twice as much. And you aren't buying up just the gap that you missed. You have to pay for the whole thing. So if you wanted to spend 6, you could. And this again assumes that you have enough dice in your pool to be successful in the first place.
I have 3, so
Okay.
I'll spend this. I'll do the 6.
Okay. Yeah. So
94.
you spend that Aether and press your hand on it. You know, there's a moment where as gods, you just try and do a thing and sometimes it doesn't work and you're like, no, absolutely not. Like I am a god. And you shove on that a little bit. And the thing that you notice is there is a distinct lack of rhyme. Like normally you can kind of reach out no matter where you are and feel a little tap on your shoulder. It is uncomfortable when you do it, but you know that he's just kind of always behind you. And in this case, you can't find that connection.
Interesting. I don't feel Rhyme scratching at my back.
Does he do that normally?
Yes.
Okay.
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Sometimes he'll whisper something in my ear. Sometimes I'll feel chills.
Hmm.
Just letting me know he's around. Nothing really scares me.
I still think this all might be to keep them out if they're doing something they shouldn't. Maybe that's why you don't feel them. Here. And it has pockets. So out of the pocket of my cardigan, I bring out some pieces of like chalk. And I'm going to start scribbling and drawing clouds and things over these circles in an attempt to mess them up and whatever they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, it's a messy ordeal for sure. Your chalk, like where there are gaps, your chalk picks up just fine, and then you hit this sludge, and it just kind of like drags through it. You are able to kind of scramble some of them. It is a costly chalk option.
Oh, yeah.
You're really burning through it, but it is a thing that you are able to do without much effort. And again, there's no repercussions that happen. Immediate repercussions, I should say.
Yeah, I think when she feels like one of these words is sufficiently messed up, she kind of steps back and just waits for a couple of seconds for something to happen, and then it doesn't. Well, it was worth a shot, I suppose. It does make me feel a little bit better knowing these won't just, explode or something.
But what if
Slow,
they did?
disappointed. Yeah.
Chance just wipes her sludgy hand on the back of Folly's clothes.
Yeah, it looks like it's a mixture. As you're smearing it, you're getting kind of a better look at things. It looks like it's definitely a mixture of like soot and something sticky and very viscous, like more viscous than blood. But there is certainly also some blood and like some very small like stone particulate is in here too. That is the thing you think is likely causing the glitter that is happening, the glitter effect down these hallways.
I can't believe they used strawberry jam for it.
I'm licking my finger. What do I taste?
Yeah, great. It's sweet. It's sweet. Like honey, maybe. It's also blood for sure.
Yeah.
There is some grit in there, like you've gotten a bad oyster. And there's also some hair mixed in it, like fur, small bits of fur.
Mm-hmm. Honey?
Yes?
Grit? Honey? Sean? Honey, grit, fur, and blood. Darlings. PG,
Mm-hmm.
do you know anything they've done in here? Do you know anything at all about this place?
I know that is honey and grit
Mm-hmm.
and blood and fur.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned that.
Fur. Okay.
And there's
I'm glad
no
you're paying
end in
attention.
sight. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was talking to the rat, saying, glad you're paying attention.
I'm very
Yeah.
close to her mouth. I can hear all the things she's saying.
Yeah. Sometimes I just
people
tune
close to their
around.
mouth don't pay attention, though, so I think it's just
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
That sounds rude, but
Yeah. When you
he's
get older,
invisible,
you'll
but you hear a
understand.
little shrug.
You hear the shrug. That's how upset Peter is.
her hair shrugs gently.
I really don't want to know what kind of ritual or sacrifice they had to do to get this much blood and fur and things, considering how endless these tunnels feel.
Well, do we just go back?
I mean, it's
No, we
less hard than you would
can't.
think.
What? Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, it's less hard than you would think.
Going back? We can't.
No, getting
though.
the supplies.
Oh, the blood and the fur.
Yeah.
Right.
No, going back would also not be as hard as you would think. Well, unless they have eyes on us right now, then it does. There's really no going back.
I don't. It's just we can't go back anyways. We said we would help and so we're
Can
gonna
you
help.
like crush this tunnel down to like us being at the end without hurting us? Maybe.
Yeah, pull the end to us. This is your door.
Yes.
Maybe in a couple 100 years more. That
Why wait to
feels-
try?
Yeah, you might still miss
It's
5
solid.
times by then.
It's solid rock, and
Yeah.
if I pull it towards us, it'll crush people and things that are above it on the other
Okay.
side of it.
Then launch us towards the door, knowing that it will stop before we
Really
get there.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can help us move faster if that's what you want.
Throw us like you would pull the
I don't
door to us.
throw you.
Throw me.
It's fun.
Fun.
Do you
I
have to
love
destroy the
getting thrown
entire
around.
tunnel, or can
I
you just
w-
like
I would.
gravity?
I would have to destroy the tunnel to bring the door to us. I don't know what the door by itself would do to help. I
But
can
throwing
get
us to the
us
door,
there faster.
throwing us to the door gets us there faster.
Yeah.
And right now, the door is more a metaphor for your lack of willingness to take the next step. So by throwing us to the door and destroying it, you're moving forward with what you need.
We don't know that there is a door on the end of this
That's
tunnel.
why it's a metaphor.
Chance puts her arms out,
Right.
leans her head back and
Metaphor.
says, "Throw me." I'm waiting.
I can't. I can throw you. I can't necessarily do anything about the landing portion.
I'll be fine.
It's-
Okay. Okay. Sure. And
Great.
I would like to do a rote. Jesus.
Fantastic.
Christ.
Let's do a road about this. Let's not walk down a hallway like regular folks. Let's just do a road about it and throw us all down
We-
one at a time. I love it. Don't get me
We
wrong.
would get there eventually if we walked.
Time is of
We
the
just
essence.
don't know how much longer it is. Yeah.
Time is of
You're
the
the one that's
essence.
been hurrying places.
So
We
I
were
want
shopping.
to essentially feel where the end of this tunnel is, whether it is a wall because the tunnel turns, or it is a door,
Mhm.
and then make that essentially the focal point of gravity. So then, us being the only things in the tunnel, besides some dirt and rocks, get pulled in that direction very,
In that
very
direction.
fast. Yep.
Great. Okay. I'm going to put together like the basest amount to make that result function, and then I might mention some caveats for various
Sure.
reasons. So I think the things that you really only need are going to be distance and scope.
Lovely.
Distance to figure out your endpoint,
Mhm.
and then scope is going to be based on essentially your number of targets, also
Yeah.
how fast it's going, how far it's going. It's kind of vibes in this particular instance. Scope is going to be. I think I might throw a rank or two of wild card in there, but only because we're going to see. I just want to see how the rest of the route gets assembled by you, and then we'll go
Okay.
from there. Might have some wild card, but those would be the ones that I think are your bare minimum. If you
Mm-hmm.
are going to, you guys are at about the halfway mark of this this tunnel.
Oh,
So
well,
you've
now I don't
got
want to turn back.
right in the middle. So you've got less than a mile, but still more than, I'm just looking at the distance chart under control, still more than 1,000 feet. So that means you would need to use, if you want to go all the way to the end, you would need to use a rank 5 in distance, which would take your rote multiplier up to a times 2. Just pointing that part out. And then scope, I think, would be 1 rank for everyone here that is not you. Pestilence General counts as part of chance. So it would be 3 ranks in scope, but then I think a 4th rank in scope to accommodate going really quickly. Those are like the bare bones minimum. You might want to consider some ranks in guard so you don't,
Splat.
pulp your friends at the end of things.
They'll be fine. They're
Um,
gods.
it's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Okay. If I wanted, what they want me to do is get them all the way to the end, in which
Mhm.
case I would need the extra rank in distance and some ranks in guard so they don't splat, right? Emrys,
Yeah.
however, is terrified of. She knows they're gods. She doesn't care. She doesn't want to hurt them, and she's very scared of not knowing what is at the end. Okay. So
Mhm.
she's not necessarily going to do what they want her to do, and instead is only going to do the 4 ranks to get us
Mhm.
3/4 of the way there. But not knowing what she is pulling us all towards, she's not going to, throw us all the way.
Great.
Because she's an anxious bean. Um, so it'll get us most of the way there using those 4 ranks in distance. Um, and so since we're just we're not going to splat into anything, I wouldn't need the ones in guard.
Great.
I Since I am essentially making it so that there is more gravity at the end of this tunnel, I'll put in a rank of conjure. So it would be the 4. How many did you say for
Yeah.
scope? 4.
4 for distance, 4 for scope.
Okay, and 1 for conjure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that
I
would be
do
9
have
aether.
degree discounts, so my conjure is discounted by 1, so that negates itself, and my scope discounted by 2, so I only
Okay.
use 2.
Hmm.
So that's
Great. So that's 6. Yeah, correct. Awesome. So 6 aether overall. Go ahead and spend that, and then roll me a single d6 and tell me what you get. This is the rote confirmation to see what I get to do about it.
That's the scariest part.
Hmm.
5.
5. Okay, 5 is a minor bonus.
Okay.
So with that minor bonus, you are able to set a gravity anchor point. When Emrys performs rotes, what do they look like?
There is, when you're outside on a really, really hot summer day, or you're driving through like a really hot area and the pavement sort of seems to do this warping where it looks like, I don't know, the closest thing I can think of, you don't know what that looks like, is like steam. But steam, you can see it, and it's sort of a little white, but it's just that transparent-ish warping of heat coming off of a pavement on a really hot day. It feels soft and cool. It just looks like that.
Mhm.
So there isn't really anything there, but just a small sort of distortion as the gravity is changed. Essentially, you feel yourselves no longer be anchored downward as gravity usually has you do, but instead you feel like you're standing on a wall and the floor is that way, because that is where the gravity is pulling you. And so we would, like, your body would want to flip the other way so that it looks like you're laying down as you're going towards the end of the tunnel, like you're falling towards the
Yeah.
end of the tunnel.
Oh, I love that. That's
Yeah,
stunning.
that's great. So the four of you, 4.5 if you count Pestilence General, free fall essentially down through deeper down the tunnel. It's abrupt. It is much faster and much scarier than I think any of you were expecting. It is so much
Righteous.
it's so much worse than jumping off the top of a building
Free
because the walls here are so close. You're in a tube, you're falling through a tube. And for your minor bonus, nothing else comes with you. You don't rip up any of those railroad ties. You don't pull any of the goo off of the walls. Nothing like that. And as you get the full 1,000 feet down in the corridor, everyone stops and just has like a gentle realignment, because you, as your feet hit the ground again, it's kind of similar to stepping off of one of those assisted walking things at the airport, where it's a bit of a jolt as you regain your footing, but nobody loses anything, nobody gets hurt, nobody is struck from behind from debris, nothing like that. Yeah. And then and the walls had blurred in, those sparkles that are in there had blurred into streaks as you fell. And when you land and you look at the walls around you, they are still the same. It's still ward after ward after ward. But you can also tell, not too far further from where you are at, that the tunnel opens up a bit wider.
Chance just turns to Emrys and says, "See, baby girl, I knew you could do it. This is wonderful."
Thank you. It takes a little bit to figure some things out. Not have it be too disorienting. I'm glad it worked, though. And you could see she wasn't entirely sure it would work. At least, like, she knew it would do something. She was expecting something to go a little awry, though. I didn't want us to go all the way, though, because, one, I'm not entirely sure I can stop us all before we splat into whatever it is, and also we don't know what it is. So I figured we walk the rest of the way, if that was okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Weak, but okay.
I
Yeah,
can
we can do it.
throw you against a wall next time, Polly.
Nah. No, I'm
I
over it.
would love to see that.
I would too.
How quickly would he put himself back together?
Just like Humpty Dumpty. No, he couldn't go back together again.
I
He
mean,
was also never classified as an egg in the story. That's just a modern retelling.
oh, and also, he is 9,000 years old. What's another stillness?
Just stack them up.
Right.
Is that PG saying that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Just stack them up. Yeah.
You get it.
And so the four of you walk. It's only about another 100, 150 feet, and it's the tunnel that you are in becomes less claustrophobic. The first thing that happens is you've run out of lowered ceiling. That goes up to a regular height. It's not an abrupt transition. It is a slow ramp, and it takes a while to even notice that the ceiling has done that. And you are still on the subway rails, but the hallway gets bigger and opens into like a round-ish kind of antechamber. And at the end, what you would have smashed into if you had gone farther with that route is a very out of place 15-foot tall wooden door. And when I say it is out of place, it is first off the only wood structure that you have seen down here. And secondly, the framing has been shipped out of the substrate. So it looks like somebody carved out a big chunk and just like plastered this door here. It mostly fits. It's not super precise, but it is good enough. This whole antechamber has more of these wards in it still. They have gotten smaller in here, so more of them fit within the space because the handwriting is smaller. And in here they begin to transition away from using that sludge to paint, and they are using etchings. They're carved in here. The door itself likewise has these wards across it, but you can also tell that the door was carved prior to wards being placed on top of that. So the door in itself is ornate in a way that is unrelated to the wards that are on top. But I think before we investigate the door further, that this would be a good time to take a little break. So let's do that. I'm gonna get another 5 drinks. That's my goal. Welcome back, everybody. I failed in my task to get myself new drinks. I got more of the same again, rather than
Oh.
swapping it up. But I don't know. Spatially, they feel the same. We left everyone at a door. It is a door that is very out of place for where you are all at. What would anyone like to do?
Head turns to Emrys.
Emrys was about to. She looks back at the rest of them. Just no. Contrary to popular belief, wood is a lot harder to crush than a metal door would be. So
I don't believe you.
I
That
figured
really sounds like you're afraid to try.
Yeah.
to crush the wooden door. I really don't think we have to. We can try knocking.
No.
No.
You can, but you did promise us all that you were going to crush the next door we came up on.
I did no such thing. I keep my
Folly-
promises, and I would remember if that was one I made. I did not. I did, though, shoot you all through the tunnel. That was fun.
Would you like
Right?
to shoot me through the door?
I don't know if you would enjoy that as much as the free fall from the tunnel.
It is a way of knocking, just sending Chance directly into the door.
I could go hammer first.
I think while everyone's doing
you're gonna get
this,
splinters in
um,
places splinters shouldn't
Folly,
be.
Folly is going to bring out his interdimensional hammer and take a swing at the door,
Great.
despite having like no strength.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, go ahead and roll a might plus hit.
All right, my might is 0. My
Let's
hit is
go.
1.
All right, you just need
I
a
believe-
success to connect with the door.
Nope, that's a 3.
Okay. So despite your best efforts, your aim is not great. Maybe you're not really used to swinging this particular hammer.
No.
Yeah. But you do get up close to the door. Do you touch it? Do you do anything?
I touch it with my interdimensional hammer.
Okay. Go ahead, and you're gonna have to make me a.
Yes.
It is a presence plus endure check. Your challenge difficulty for this is a 3.
Excellent. I have 5 dice to draw
Nice.
from. I will put that one back. That's 5. That's 5. That is 1 success, 1 6.
Which explodes.
Okay, and then that's a 5, so just 1 success.
2 successes. 5s are
Or
success.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, that's right. Yeah, there's only 6s explode. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, so 2 successes there. Okay, so you touch your hammer to the door, and for a moment, for Folly, everything but you and the door freeze. You see beneath the etched runes that have been added to this door, you get kind of your vision shifts, and you see the carvings and the etchings beneath all of that stuff. And in the center, quite well hidden by all of the etchings, as if they were trying to scratch it out, is a deeply carved spiral. And that spiral begins to spin as you are looking at it. And Folly, I would like you to think about and tell us all the thing that Folly is most terrified about.
People making rational decisions.
Okay. So
No, that's bad. That's
could
dumb.
be. It could
No,
be.
that's so good. I love that.
okay.
Is that Folly's biggest fear? Just rational
if people-
decision making?
Yeah.
Great. So, Folly, you experience an entire year of existence And that existence is regimented. It is people being safe. There are bumpers up on life in the city. Everyone is making decisions that are just fine. Nobody's really pushing any boundaries for good or ill. You know, people are weighing options and they're just choosing the thing that makes the most sense. You spend this year of your life trying to shove everyone in one direction or another, trying to influence them, trying to make everyone that you come across choose something ridiculous, choose anything bold, safe or not. It is a time that is bleak for you. It is a time that you don't remember spending with your friends, but you remember it as constant work as you are trying to exert your purview on the world around you. And the people just don't care. They just have better, more regimented things to do with their time. And as you come out of that year, you feel a little unbalanced, a little off guard. And for the next hour, you're going to be at a 1 success penalty to your rolls.
Oh, this feels very triangle agency. All right.
But you have put your hand on the door, and you know that if you pushed it, it would open.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it. Like after living a year with none of Purview now working, heck, I'm gonna use it on myself. Just screw you, door.
Okay. As the door opens, I need everyone who is not Folly to make me that same roll. It's a presence
again?
plus endure.
If this goes wrong, the world hates me because this is the best I could possibly roll it from the dice pool.
You're trying
I
to
have
get
7 dice. For
trying to
this.
get a 3 or higher on this one. And in this particular case, we're not spending any Aether for this skill check.
How many successes do we need?
You need 3.
Oh,
4.
lovely.
Hmm.
0 for Emrys, 4 for Story, 0 for Chance. Spectacular. Okay, so everyone is still going to have that same sort of experience. It's just whether or not we are avoiding the penalty or not. So I'm just going to kind of go around and we can just talk about what everybody hates because that's super fun for me. Let's go ahead. We're going to start with Story because you succeeded your role. So what is Story's biggest fear that you keep deep down?
Yeah, I think it would be a year of like corruption in terms of like stories being used for the worst. Like everyone taking the worst message possible from everything they read and using it for wrong. But also just a year of like irrelevance of like nobody cares and that they stop caring about the past, about the stories, about humanity, and they all just leave.
Yeah, it is a year of frustration. You know, it's definitely a year of what should be like glorified stories and poems and news articles, all of these headlines, nothing is taken as it should be interpreted. Everyone, like you said, it is the worst possible outcome from every interaction that people are having. And then as you are wandering through them and people are forced to speak their thoughts out loud around you, they even are starting to take an incorrect interpretation of their own inner monologue. And it is a year of that, and which leads to you sequestering yourself at the end just to keep everything quiet. It feels safer to the people around you if you step back and avoid that. So there's some reclusiveness that happens at the end. But because you got 4 successes, as you come out of this and the spiral recedes back into the door, you do not have that penalty. Emrys, what are you most afraid of?
Emrys is terrified of, I would say failing, but there's She knows that there is nothing to fail at once you become a god and you're granted that godhood. You are the god of that thing. But she feels like she can fail and that she will. Letting her new god friends down, just being bad, doing it wrong somehow, even though she knows that every god does godhood differently.
I think Emrys has a year of mistakes and a year of, you know, the trying to throw your friends down the hallway and miscalculating. And it is a year of the people in your tower and around your home just starting to slow down and not come see you as often, you know. And it's a thing that as they separate themselves from you, they just aren't asking for as many favors, you know. They aren't coming around to your park as often. You're sort of, you're not quite treated as irrelevant, but it's certainly a thing that they are drifting away, like as if you were a fad. And it is a year that Emrys spends trying to reclaim things and trying to grow in her power and failing every time. And there's no forward momentum made, and there is no lesson to be learned. And as you come out of the spiral in the door with 0 successes on that check, you do have a -1 to your successes moving forward for an hour. I'll never reduce dice in this game, so you still have the potential to explode, but everybody is, if you've failed, you're at that -1 penalty. Chance, what is the thing that you fear the most?
We discussed something earlier, and you said it much better than I could, but the way I interpreted what you said was control. Being controlled, everything around her having fate involved, like things are predestined, and leaving nothing to chance, and that would suck for her.
Yeah, you spend your time a little differently than everyone else, because this door a long time ago was Rhymes, and you have a moment where you begin in that nightmare space, a nightmare that you probably have quite often since being connected with Rhyme, where you cannot change the outcome of anything. You know, as soon as something begins and there's a if or, it's set. There's nothing you could do to alter. There's nothing there to change. But after a few days of this, you have a partner with you. There is a figure that is standing just behind you, and every time you turn, there's no one there. But it is simultaneously comforting and terrifying in equal measure. It is always a creepy thing, but it feels a little like home. And you are constantly feeling, for the entire year, a kind of presence on your back, just kind of tapping little fingers. It is more fingers than anyone should have, but it is always there behind you, trying to get you to do things and go other directions. But that also feels kind of predetermined during this year. And so you are stuck never knowing if, do you turn around because you were always going to turn around, or do you turn around because it's whimsy that dictates what you're doing? And you spend the year not actually knowing the answer. And as you come out of this experience, you actually move forward with a +1 to your success pool. Rhyme feels more present in this space now, as if there was a bit of a conduit reaction that happened as the door opened. And the 4 of you are back. You've all spent this year, and the door in front of you is open.
I think as we pull back and unfrozen in time, everyone just sees Chance spinning in circles, just turning to see if she can catch who's behind her, and it looks like she's twirling. And then she like sort of stops and says, "Well, that was invigorating, right?"
Interesting choice of word for it.
$525,600 minutes of whatever that was.
Love?
No.
No,
No.
no love.
None of you
No,
felt
I
love.
Feel a little icky right now, honestly.
We do have some
Emrys, were you
poo.
loved?
You see, like, she was looking at the ground, not at any of you, and hadn't said anything. When you address her, she kind of like jolts like to attention, essentially. And just nods sideways in a no. Doesn't say anything.
Well, that's fucked. But we have you. For better or worse.
She gives a small, affirming nod.
Now, how about destroying the door? It's open now, which means that the structural integrity is gone. And all you have to do is crush the frame.
She takes a couple of seconds to answer. I think this belonged to a god. I don't think it's wise to destroy it.
Okay.
A good one.
Right.
Well,
A bad one.
You know,
Nightmares,
God.
dreams. All the good stuff. All the things that make our lives what they are, I think.
Yeah.
Nice. But I'm sorry to see that you're not. I mean, the other two aren't either, but you in particular, little bird, aren't too happy. And if, because Chance in her own weird way considers, Emrys like a little sister that she has to like protect in her own weird way. She just goes up to Emrys and just pulls in like like I don't know how to describe this, but she just like imagine that her nails look like claws, and then she pulls you in for a really like a tight hug, if that is what Emrys would be okay with.
Yeah. When you reach out to her, you know she likes hugs. You know, she's very human in that still like human connection aspect. And you know she'll usually like hug back. But when you go reach to her this time, she almost throws herself into it. And gives you like a big squeeze.
And she squeezes back.
Yeah. It takes you know, if you do the Disney rule where you wait for her to let go, it takes a little bit. And you hear her take like a really big breath and let go, sort of
In your
attempting to
head.
compose herself.
In your head, because I think we're connected, right?
Oh yeah.
She'll just say, like, take as long as you need. And Chance is not going to let go until Emrys lets go.
Yeah, you hear her take that deep breath, composing herself, and you hear the small thank you in your head before she lets go. Sort of looks at the other two a little embarrassed, I think, and then tries to play it off like she usually does. So she goes beet red and just, well, the door is open now. Yeah.
I think it's safe to walk through. And Chance walks through.
Okay. Does anyone follow?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Follow next to Emrys. And be like, you don't need to hide that you're feeling things.
It feels like a very human thing to do. I'm working on it.
No. That's how I know you haven't been a god long enough. Gods
I
love
haven't.
indulging in their own feelings.
Because if you can't feel, what's the point of doing what you want?
That actually makes sense.
Yeah. It would be
Okay.
boring if we just did it simply to do. We do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's nice to
Fun.
find connection, and it's nice to ruin people's lives if they suck, and
Yeah. It's for
Okay.
nobody else but
to
yourself.
feel things.
We all
Yeah.
find very different things fun. Got it.
Yeah. Just self-love.
No, don't
Highest
be
form of
embarrassed to
love.
feel.
Fuck everyone else. It's just you and your feelings.
Eventually, you probably will fuck everyone else because,
Yeah.
time passes, but yeah.
Did anyone
As
else
we're walking
feel?
through the door.
what a casual conversation to just yeah.
She
Yeah.
just like nods and just walks faster to catch up with Chance.
Okay.
Chance's hand
definitely-
is like held out if you wanted to grab it.
Yeah, she takes your hand. Definitely, I think after that, like the weirdness of it, or not the weirdness of it, because this is her daily almost now, but just that sense of like normalcy of we do this all the time and this is normal and comforting sort of snaps her a little bit out of that. And, as she shuffles over to Chance and grabs your hand. She looks a little more like
Swings it.
herself.
Good. And she swings it. Something Chance does that is
All the time.
somehow the only human thing is swinging hands when she's holding hands with her pals.
Yeah,
It's
what
just
are we
universally fun.
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Okay. So we all make it through the door, and the other side is there's a shift tonally. The air changes a little bit. The humidity eases off. It's back to like standard non-swamp humidity here. The runes also stop. They are not on this side of the door at all. The smell, however, of blood and fur and honey is still prevalent. If anything, it is much, much crisper and fresher in here than it was out in the tunnels. It smells like honey that has freshly been decanted. I don't know enough about beekeeping to have all of the right terms, but it smells like very fresh, very new honey. And it is a fresh blood smell that is in here. You also begin to hear like a cacophony of chittering. It is a hum that is happening in here that you can tell. At first, it's a little hard to pick out, but you have been traveling so much very recently with Pestilence General. You know what his little squeaks and chitters sound like. It is that times thousands. And it's a very short corridor that begins to open up. And as soon as you are on the other side of the doorway, all of those changes happen to the air pressure and everything like that. And you can see that it's going to open up into a vaulted ceiling. It also feels, how can I phrase this? It feels warmer in here. And by that, I mean, it's not temperature, it's comfort. This feels like a place of safety, or it feels like it was once a place of safety. It feels to, especially the older gods, like a temple. Not a recently worshipped within temple, but one that has that in its bones. It has the sense of worship and protection and divine magics baked into the architecture in here. And you walk down this very short. It's 15 feet at the most before it opens up into the room. And I'm gonna describe a number of things, and then we can see what everybody wants to do with that. So the first things that we all notice is this is a hexagonal room. It is evenly spaced all the way around, hexagonal walls. It is a beautiful ornate vaulted ceiling, kind of comes up like a circus tent almost, and it's got support pillars just placed around very artistically. They're carved with bees and amphorae and all sorts of hive motif, things along those lines. Also, symbols of healing and protection are all carved into these pillars of stone. Lining the walls are shelves upon shelves upon shelves of amphorae, like old clay jugs that would be used to hold honey. You can also see that there are like tubes that start from the tubs and they go up towards the city. They are clear glass tubes, but there does not appear to be anything in them, though they do lead down into these pots that are here. The sides where all of the jars are, all of the clay jugs, you don't see any signs of activity up there. Further down a little bit, as your eyes follow, you see a carpet of rats. Thousands of rats. They're all focused inward towards the center of what looks kind of like a cistern. So there's a pit in among the pillars, and in that pit would normally have water or something like that in here, but it is full to the brim of honey. Fresh. It's kind of like undulating a little bit. It is not still in this pool of honey. It's not splashing because of how thick honey is, but it is kind of like water bedding around. And then in the very center of the honey, there is a small bit of land, like a little stone island that's there. And right there in the center of that, you do see a body. We will get to the body in one moment. I do want to point out that there are other people here in the room. I'm going to describe what they all look like, and then I'll work my way downward. So standing, there are 6 people here. I think it's 6. We'll find out as I start reading. They are spread casually about the room, as if they were not expecting anybody to come into their very well protected space. Over to one side, there is a smallish man who's dressed very well. He's wearing like a nice, very modern and fancy dueling coat, and he does have a sword at his side. The sword, however, looks really busted. It looks terrible. It's rusted and pitted. It does not look like it would be a successful weapon or a nice weapon under any circumstance. He, however, is very well put together and very well assembled. And it stands with confidence, as if he can carry himself and knows how to fight. It just looks like a weird weapon for him to choose. To his right, just kind of moving around the cistern area, there is a tall and incredibly pale, very beautiful woman, decked head to toe in armor, like medieval armor. It is brass and it is etched with all manner of runes and circles. She is she's standing, and she is leaning on a very tall axe. It also looks well used, but well cared for. She seems quite relaxed, whereas the first man seemed very confident and borderline pompous, kind of in the way he was standing. She is pretty chill. On the other side of her, there is a fetchborn. It is a very modern fetchborn, probably 9th or 10th generation. I'm gonna need Emrys to make a brains plus notice check.
Oh, because I'm so good at that.
You need 2 successes on this, 2 or higher.
None.
Okay. So she is a fetchborn. She is also pretty sharply dressed, but she is dressed in more of a utilitarian kind of way. Like her clothing seems more function. It is expensive and nice, but it definitely seems more function than fashion. You can tell, for those who are familiar with Fetchborn, that she's got some extra modifications that have been made. Her legs are a little taller, and they have the little backwards digitigrade sort of shape to them. And she has no visible weapons on her. Also, back by her, there is a rather large, dark-skinned man who is sitting in a chair. The chair doesn't look like it is part of this temple. It doesn't match any of the decor here. Something likely pulled down here. It looks like a regular dinner chair. He is kind of leaning back in a very relaxed pose, but he does have a large crossbow in his lap. It is made of blackened metal the whole length, and you can tell from where you are that it's got like a little dial at the end of it where a bolt would come through. It's not loaded or anything like that, but those are the things that you do notice off of him. And then as we move down, there is a woman on the island within the honey. That woman is older, like a grandmother age, perhaps. She's got salt and pepper in her hair. It's pulled up into a pretty tight bun that is held in place by maybe a bird talon. It's a little hard to tell from here, but it's a weird thing that is up in her hair. You can tell from where you're at that it is scaled. And she's got a sturdy coat on, like a very heavy-duty, weatherproof type of thing. The pockets are bulging, and she is covered in all manner of bauble, and she's got a bunch of rings, things like that, a big fancy belt. And then around her neck, she has a very heavily weighted chain that has a twitching finger on the end of it. And then she is elbow deep in a corpse. She's inside of a body that is laying in front of her on the cistern. It is open at the chest, very wide, far more than you would think necessary to open a body like that. And then the arms and legs have been separated, and all of these pieces are spiked down into the island in the middle of the honey. And she's got in her hands a heart. And Chance, you feel a little tug on your hair, and Pestilence General says, "There you go. That's him. We found him."
The god?
Yeah, it's him right there. She's got his heart, though.
And you're
Hot.
here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's really asking me to go over there. I don't want to. But
You can stay here.
I know, you said I could stay here and stay safe, but you see, she's got... I gotta go. You've been great.
No. Think of yourself, your own feelings first. Okay? Yeah.
I don't really have those in that same way. She's got what he does in her hands, so I gotta do what she says.
Can I use my purview to somehow get him to be selfish and not go over there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I think so. The goal is for him to focus on himself, in spite of the fact that that's probably a bad idea to stay here. So the folly from that, great. So I think in this, it's not going to be particularly difficult. I think when you are trying to alter someone's perceptions, that's going to be based in learn, probably. learn,
Okay.
or maybe scope. Either one of those, I think, can be argued for this same sort of thing in this moment. And then it would be, so the higher ranks in those, the more convincing you'll be. And then the other thing I would say would be duration for how long it would work. You could also go at this from a guard angle too. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to approach this one and still get the same result. So this might be a case for a route where we can look at the degree discounts that you have and then kind of structure it based on what's going to be cheapest for you.
Okay. I have no discounts because I do not think ahead and didn't bother purchasing any
This is a
degree
small arc.
discounts.
Who knows if we'll even spend more than one day playing? Yeah, small arc. Who knows? Great.
So, what's the difference between what is scope? Like,
Yeah,
just how he's
so-
now viewing the world.
So scope is used to, the easiest way that I sort of approach it is it's about encompassing and potentially augmenting other things, including other degrees. So if you are doing like a damage route, for example, and you wanted to affect more targets, we would add scope. Or if you're wanting to take something that already exists in the world and just like pump it up a little bit, I think that would be scope. Whereas like conjure can be a physical conjuration or kind of esoteric. You know, there's a lot of overlap with these. So scope,
Okay.
the reason I was pairing scope with learn initially is because the learn would represent the facts that would be changing for Pestilence General. And then the scope would be how convincing those facts are to make him behave against what he knows to be his better judgment.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking scope like, world scope. Like I'm just shattering his purview, his perspective. There's a bigger word there, and I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Worldview?
Perceptions?
It's not important. I'm not going to spend the next 5 minutes trying to think of this word.
Paradigm?
Yes, paradigm.
There it
Paradigm
is.
shift.
I just needed some water,
Oh,
everyone.
thank you.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hydrate or dihydrate?
Oh,
Die straight.
That's worse.
thumbs down.
I'll go with 3 for scope,
Okay,
1 for learn, 4 for duration.
great. So that's 8 Aether total, unless you have any degree discounts in learn, scope,
Nope.
or duration. Okay,
Because I didn't think that far in advance.
great. Also great. 8 then. Go ahead and spend that, and then roll me a d6 and tell me what you get.
Okay, lucky d6. 6.
Okay,
Is that
6 is
good? Okay.
6 is good. 6 is a major bonus. So I think with this one there is like, you put in 1 rank of learn to this
Yes.
route. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you ask 1 question about the woman holding the heart. You get kind of it's like a little, there's a connection that happens when your rote goes off to prevent her from pulling the Pestilence General in amongst the horde. And in that moment of connection, you can pluck a little thing.
Okay. I mean, I feel like the most obvious would be who is she? Who is
It's
the
gonna be-
step on me mommy?
Yeah, it's going to be a brief answer because it was only 1 rank of learn that you put in. So you do get that her name is Kemble. You get that. You pull her name, and you pull that she is a magpie of some experience.
Okay.
And you also get a vibe of, as she looks up at the 4 of you coming in, you also get the vibe of pure calm and confidence.
Love that. Love that for her. I probably even say that out loud, like, love that for you. Now, little squeakers. Open your mind.
And so there's a moment where he is starting to leave, And he just, it's like, oh, I guess I just don't have to do that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
Because I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you want to go over there, you can, but you really it didn't seem like
No,
you
I'll
did,
stay here.
so-
It's cozy
Yeah.
here in the hair.
Alright.
I'm going to stay here.
Fist bump.
Little invisible fist. It works
Yeah.
somehow. So I'm also going to need everybody to make me a brains plus notice check. And keep in mind your potential success bonuses or penalties currently.
Suspect.
Notice.
1 success.
Okay.
What did... Sorry, my sheet's acting weird. Okay, so, well, it was brains and notice?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I got 3 successes, but with my penalty, that's a 2.
Okay, great.
That is 1 success, but with my penalty, 0.
0. Chance, how about you?
Chance uses an omen to get 5 successes.
Yeah, and you have +1 from the door, so that becomes 6 successes, which is dope. So this is going to be mostly for Chance. The thing that you notice, and I think it is appropriate that Chance is the one that rolled as high as she did. You notice a couple of additional bits of information from the people that are in here. The smallish man with the sword, he is missing 1 finger. It looks like it was taken off violently. There's a rather jagged stub that is right there. The woman Kemble, the magpie Kemble, she's got all of them. The only other the fetchborn that is in the room. She has 2 like factory new fingers on one of her hands. And then the man in the back with the crossbow is missing 3 fingers. All off of the same hand, all seemingly violently removed.
Does Chance get the sense that rhyme has something to do with what's going on here?
With a 6, you are almost certain that he is not.
Okay.
It's not entirely true. Go ahead, and this is going to be a weird roll. Roll me a presence plus your divinity.
Okay. Plus my +1.
Plus your +1. Yeah, that's just an extra success at the
Okay.
end.
Let me just see. Let me just double check. You said it was presence
Mhm.
plus divinity. Okay.
Mhm.
Please. Ah! I dropped 1. I don't know where it went. I have to roll another one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a 5 and a 6. So that explodes, right?
The 6 explodes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Just the 2 successes.
Okay, so those 2 +1 from the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that gives you 3 successes on that. So, so 2 things. Rhyme does not have anything to do with what is going on here in the room. That is a true statement.
Okay.
Another true statement is that the finger around Kemble's neck is Rhyme's.
Yeah.
It is one of Rhyme's.
And it's twitching.
Yeah, a lot. But the chain it is on is heavy, so it can't go anywhere.
Okay.
It's like a heavy bar, and you can see there's little bolts on either side keeping it in place.
I'm trying to understand the vibe of the situation, and I don't know if it's good or bad. With the finger and who the man is with the heart, in the thing. Do I know what Rhyme looks like?
Yeah, you've seen Rhyme, for sure. Rhyme is not like anyone in here. Yeah.
Okay. She's going to feed it into Emrys's head. All the stuff that you've just relayed to me for her to relay to everyone else. And everyone's calm. I don't really know what to do in this situation, knowing that they've got Fetch's finger. Does the finger look like it was taken or given willingly?
So I will say that because you got a 6, you do notice that the finger that is around her neck is a clean sever, as opposed to the other fingers that were a much more rough removal. So in that regard, it does look and feel a little different. Like you've spent time connected and bonded to Rhyme. There are times when fingers get away from his crown. His crown is fingers upon fingers upon fingers, and sometimes if you are a worshiper of Rhyme, you have a really particularly bad nightmare and you wake up and a finger is gone, like it was never there. It's not cut, there's no blood, you just never had that finger. And then for a while, that finger will exist in Rhyme's crown. Sometimes you get it back, sometimes you get a different finger back, who knows? Rhyme is fickle that way. But this finger, you are fairly certain, is one of Rhyme's.
And it's trying to get away? Or it's just...
Rhyme's fingers are always trying to get away.
Okay.
His crown is one where the nails have twisted together into a ball of keratin, and they just are forever twitching and pulling and moving his head while he speaks.
Okay.
They're always trying to get out.
That is so creepy, and I love this, and I'm sure Chance loves it even more.
Oh yeah,
so she feeds-
Emrys relays this through her tether to the other two, and is just like, a whole bunch of people are missing fingers, and they were violently taken from their hands. Also, the lady has one of Rhyme's fingers on a necklace, but Chance isn't sure if it's supposed to be there or not.
Okay. Yeah, that's, so normal and fine, and something Chance, I'm sure, can handle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Does
sure.
this...
And then to Chance, you handle it.
Handle this?
Does
The
this room
woman-
feel like
Okay.
lost or like out of time or misplaced or anything? Like this temple down here alone?
Yeah, it does. It feels like they have set up shop in an abandoned temple and are really making use of their time here. Yeah.
Can I take my pen and on the wall draw outcast symbol? Essentially
Yes.
trying to grant
Yeah.
him vision into what's happening in here.
Yeah.
Well, grant
Wild.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yes. So I have a question for you. Is this something that you want to do as a skill check or as a rote?
Probably a rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your goal is to... I have two questions.
Yeah.
What is your goal, and how much do you want to pull on Outcast for that goal to be achieved? Like, if your goal is, I want Outcast to be able to look in here, how much do you then want to say, look in here, though?
Interesting. Yeah, because the goal is they have so many things saying no eyes in here, but didn't think toward the inside of the door. So the start of it is cool. We're just opening that portal. We're just giving you a view. And I think with how calm they are, the only time people feel this calm in a story is when they think they've already won. And so to him, that means they're at the end stage of their task. So I think wants to pull a lot of Outcast's attention to this.
Okay. Wild. All right.
Yes!
So, drawing it is easy enough. Though, one thing that I will say is, as you are moving over to do this, the woman stands up. She does have the heart still in her hands, and it is fresh blood all the way up. And so that is a thing that has happened. Everyone has noticed you come in at this point. But yes, let's go ahead and resolve this, and then we'll see what everybody else does and says. So you draw Outcast's symbol on the wall. It is a, if I recall correctly, it is a circle with a line straight through it. Hell yeah. I got it. First try. Yeah, you draw Outcast symbol on the wall in big strokes. The wall is bare. You are correct. There's nothing on it. There's no runes on the inside. They have not warded the interior of this temple at all. And so I think that this is going to be a learn and wild card wrote. You are, so I think learn and scope, depending on and they're going to be learn representing the number of senses, I guess, you want Outcast to be able to access. Up to you how many. Scope is going to be the intensity of your pull on them. And then it's going to be a rank 5 in wild card to make the connection.
Okay.
Do it.
You don't need to do any distance, because you would never get to as far away as Outcast always is from everyone.
Yeah, I'll do 5 in wild card, and then 3 in scope and learn. And I have a 1 point discount in learn.
Okay, so 3 in scope and learn, and then a 5 in wild card, so that's going to be 11. Putting it up to a 5 multiplies the entirety of the rote by 2, so that then becomes 22. And now we apply the discounts that you said. You have 1 in each?
1 in learn.
1 in learn, okay. So that then is a 21. So this will be 21 points of Aether, which is a lot of Aether to juice something with for sure. And go ahead and roll me a d6. Just tell me what you get.
Got a 4.
Okay, so it just happens
Middle.
as intended. It is, yeah, that is 3 and 4 is the most boring of those rolls. So you know that it has worked. And with a 3 in learn, what are the senses you are providing?
I think definitely, yeah, it's going to be hearing, sight, and what are the other senses? Sight, touch, hearing, taste. We don't want to taste it. Yeah, I guess hearing, sight, and touch.
Okay, touch. Interesting. All right. I love it. So that happens. You do the thing, and you know it was successful. From this point, it's up to Outcast whether or not they are going to do anything with this information. But you know that it worked. So back to the other people that are in the room. The man in the back has casually, very casually, you almost didn't notice, loaded his crossbow. He didn't really move the rest of his body, but he just like reaches in, loads it up, and the dial at the end starts slowly spinning. Everyone else just sort of turns and looks towards the 4 of you. They seem pretty chill, in spite of 4 gods busting in. One thing you can all tell is that they are not divine. Probably for one of them. They all ping as human. The man with the sword, it takes you a second to figure out if he is human or not. Like sometimes, because you can, as gods, you can just sort of tell who other gods are unless they have some kind of, protections up or something like that. And he in particular kind of waffles back and forth. Sometimes he pings, sometimes he doesn't. And for the older gods, I think you would all get a check on this. I think you would probably come across people like him before. Just make me a brains plus weird check. And anyone can make this roll, actually. Just doing, we only need 2 successes out of it.
Brains. Anyone can do
plus
brains plus
weird?
check. Sorry, brains plus
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, brains plus weird.
Brains plus
1 success.
weird.
I'll do that.
Plus.
1 because of the penalty.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
so close.
Ooh, I've got exploding threes. Three explodes.
Oh my gosh.
No, two more
6s,
explodes.
2 5s.
Love it.
So, 2 explode. Oh, okay, but like one of those successes is
Oh!
another 6.
I have 6 successes.
Oh my god.
Is that with your +1, Gloria?
Yes.
So
No. Do I
is
just
that-
add a success? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
just add a success at the end.
7.
So that would be 4 successes, taking 1 away. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna give you each a little bit of different information based on who you are bonded to, sort of. So Chance, you are fairly certain that this is what we call in the Shining Garden an Aether Hound. They are humans that can, with one of their senses, perceive Aether. They are often hired as like bounty hunters, or treasure hunters or things like that, or some kind of investigator, because they can track the remnants of Aether that has happened. They can follow rotes and rituals back to their sources sometimes. So each one of them has it with a different sense, but they can also do this thing where they can choose to count for having a divinity, mechanically speaking, which means they can ping as divine or they can ping as regular and mundane, depending on what's going on. And then Mika, because your character is bonded to Caprice, the thing that you notice, in addition to being fairly certain that this is an Aether Hound, you are completely certain that that sword belongs to Caprice in a roundabout way. Not their direct weapon, but it is a thing at the least blessed by them.
Rude. I think I just say that. Folly just says
Just
that
out
out loud
loud?
too. Just
Yeah.
rude, like points at the sword. Rude.
And so everyone kind of preps themselves, and then the woman Kemble up front with the heart in her hand, it is still beating, just scans over the 4 of you and just says, "Can I help you? We are busy."
We just want to get to know a bit. Maybe we all lower some weapons. We're not armed. We could share a drink, and we could just talk about what's happening here.
Curiosity.
You're all armed. You're gods.
But we're not
Wow.
actively pointing a crossbow at anyone.
Well,
Got nothing.
the guy with the crossbow just sort of like shrugs in the back. He does not. It wasn't fully up, but also it was like moments away from being able to be. He doesn't really move much. Everyone appears to be looking at Kemble for guidance. And she says, I don't think that any getting to know each other is necessary in this. The 4 of you are trespassing.
I believe this is a temple to someone that's more related to me than you. I think probably you're trespassing.
It's the god of honey. He's been dead for a long time.
Oh, is it currently the God of Honey's temple? I think there's a sigil on that door right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I doubt. And she sort of raises her voice and points it towards the sigil that you have just drawn. I doubt that they're willing to come all this way for one such as you.
And do you think anyone would come for you? Interesting.
I take care of myself.
And how do you do this? How do you take care of yourself in the presence of gods? And not really fearing if one of the Clade comes to pay you a visit.
Well, we put up a lot of protections to ensure that that did not happen. for the second part of your question. For the first, you leave things all over the place. I pick them up and use them how I need to use them. It's a job. It's a good one. We're working currently.
And what is it that you're doing?
Working? You didn't hire us. We are under no obligation. And meanwhile, the finger is just like twitching and flopping. It has become quite animated since you have come in here. It is. She doesn't seem to be bothered by it. It's still the chain is heavy. Yeah.
Is it pointing towards anything? Is it
No, it's just flopping.
And it's more animated. Can I get some like sort of insight into what this finger is wanting to do right now? Because
Sure. Let's see if we can intuit the finger's intentions.
yes, please.
Yeah. How about you roll me let's do a brains plus weird.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you add your divinity to this.
Cackle.
That's 2 successes so far. One, they blow up. Again, 3. That's 4 successes.
And did you add one for the door?
Yes.
Okay, 4 successes on that. So, so
can I-
you kind of reach out with your divinity towards the finger. What is going through Chance's mind in this particular moment? What are you thinking as you are reaching towards this finger with your divinity?
Chance is just thinking about, and she's reaching for an answer from Rhyme, and is just wanting the go ahead. And she's thinking, do you want us to kill them? Should we kill them?
Okay. So you reach out with those thoughts, and
Emrys can hear this.
this is a thing that I think that when you have been in the presence of Rhyme before, it feels kind of natural for you to bump your divinity against his. Just kind of like you have been a god for a very long time. Like Rhyme has been a god for a very long time. The two of you have spent time around each other, with each other. You should be able to reach out for, I'm not going to say the word friend, because that is incorrect. But you are used to being able to reach out to another force and get a sense for who is there and what is there. And in this case, it's like you're peering through a keyhole instead of having that freedom. It is a piece of Rhyme's crown that is hanging from that chain, but it is such a small portion of what Rhyme as an entity is that there's a bottleneck to all that you're trying to do. Those wards in some capacity are still very much in place. You're getting the feeling that the door was a thing that Rhyme was no longer using. It was a repurposed trap for anyone who was trying to come in here. And there's less of Rhyme accessible within the room than you would normally be feeling outside of this place. The reason you have a little bit is because that finger is here. And so you're not able to converse like you have in the past.
Okay, so then I think Chance, in her head, Emrys keeps hearing over and over again, I think we should kill them. I think that's what this is happening, right? This is what Rhyme wants. Rhyme wants us to kill them because they're sassing us. We're gods and they're just gross. This is what's happening, right? And then and with the intention of hoping, Gloria is hoping that Emrys is going to feed what she's saying to the others. What
She is very purposefully not going to do that. I think she chooses to keep that to herself because she has never in these 100 years, she uses her divinity to make kites fly and little kids float above and hover for a bit, and tossing them and then slowing down their fall. And she, in her 100 years of godhood, has never used her divinity to hurt somebody on purpose. Right? There's the whole like, oh no, that was faster than I thought it would go, and and so that she knows, after being with you guys for so long, that Story and Folly might be like, you know what? Yeah. And she's terrified of that. And she wants to keep that from happening as much as she can. And she feels really bad about it, but she chooses to keep Chance's thoughts to herself and not pass that through the tether to the others. And instead, as you're thinking that, she's like, I gotta do something or else she's gonna say it out loud. And so she just
as you're thinking
blurts
that,
out
though,
words.
blurt out words, but also like, please continue. But all I'm gonna say is that you can see that her hammer is starting to manifest in her hands.
Yeah.
Just very slowly.
It's kind of like, I've got a window that's this big before things devolve really bad. And so she shuts the tether from the other two so that they don't hear Chance's words in her head. And she looks at the lady who seems to be doing most of the talking, and is like, hi, I'm I don't think it matters who I am. We have a friend here who is a rat friend of this god and is very concerned for their god. And they wanted to know that their god was okay. And that is why we're here. We are helping a friend. Yep.
I assume it's the general.
Yes.
Yeah. Knew I shouldn't have put him in that. He's fine.
He doesn't look very fine, all torn apart like that. Is there any way we can
he's
just
not dead though.
pick up
He's
his
not
pieces?
He's not even in stillness. He's just here.
Was he pickling in the honey?
I feel
This
that's
is-
arguably worse.
I mean, you don't really pickle in honey. It preserves you rather nicely.
I'll pickle
It
you.
does actually.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things in this pit. It does matter who you are, actually. I would like to know.
What if we trade that and you tell me who you are and I'll tell you who I am?
My name is Kemble.
That doesn't tell me much. Right. Do you worship any gods? Who's your favorite one? No?
Worship is traditionally not much of my thing.
Okay.
I recognize the importance of fealty, however.
Right.
And I do my best to pay attention to as many of you as I can.
Okay.
I don't
can work with
recognize
that.
you, though.
No, I'm sort of a little bit Hi, my
Mhm.
name is Emrys. I am the goddess of gravity. Yeah.
Uh, when you say your purview out loud, the other people in the room prepare a little more. Nobody draws
Oh,
weapons,
no.
but there's definitely a like, oh shit, that's a bad one. Like if someone comes in here and their bottle caps were fine, but like gravity, fine.
Bottle caps.
You know, and so and so they like kind of ready themselves a little bit. It's not necessarily threatening, but it
Right,
is
right.
a recognition of the
A
magnitude of
potential
your
threat.
purview. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
She holds her
very-
hands out, like realizing I fucked up. I should have lied. I should have. Gods can lie, right? And she
Chance.
holds her hands out, sort of
100%.
like, no, it's okay. I don't. I'm. And she's like stumbling for words, trying to like assure them that,
Mhm.
that she's not a threat.
Chance just says real quick, she's very scary, isn't she?
No, I'm not. I'm like 5 foot tall, Chance.
Can Story get a read on like how the others are, like if there's a rank system here?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a and I guess anyone can roll this too. Like a brains plus no. I think it would be pretty much just picking that up.
Let's see.
Sorry, brains
Let's
plus
see.
notice.
6.
Oh.
So 3 6s. So 3 successes.
Okay. And yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious that Kemble is in charge. Beyond that, you think that the woman in the armor and the man with the sword are likely next and probably tied. And then the others are kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like sundry attaches to this. Yeah. And the other two also look more like they could just blend in amongst regular people too, so likely the ones that run out and do stuff.
If I need to do a road about this, happily will. But I would like to, while this conversation is going on, without interrupting it, because that would be rude to interrupt, pull out my book and write in it, because names are a powerful thing, and this human just gave us her name. Unfortunately for her, while engaged in conversation with Emrys, Kimble breathes her last breath.
Damn.
Yes!
Okay. Dope. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's design this road, and then we'll see what happens. This is gonna be a road. So you are your goal is for her to be dead. That's the goal at the end. Yeah, great. Okay. So it's interesting because you're like not doing damage in the traditional sense. You're just like expire. Okay.
I am letting age catch up with her. That's all I'm doing. I am letting nature run its course just slightly faster.
Yeah, wild. Okay. So you are going to need some distance. This is still technically a controlled situation because things haven't popped off yet. But she is more than 50 feet from you at this point. So it's going to be, because it's I guess I didn't give dimensions for the room. The room is pretty big and kind of echoey. So it is going to be 2 ranks in distance. Hilariously, you don't need a duration in this. Because if it works, that's it. We're not doing damage. We're not really doing conjure. I think it's going to be scope.
Okay.
And I think... So one thing that I am going to say is that you are going to... there's going to be some resistances to overcome. She's got some stuff in the way that you will have to get past. That's not really a thing that you would necessarily know going into it, but you do know what magpies are, and she does seem very confident. So I think it is not much of a stretch for the God of Stories to sort of intuit that might be a thing that is in the way there. How much of that is in the way, I'm going to leave up to you. That's going to be ranks in wild card, and each rank it's going to start at 2, and that's going to it's going to be 2 no matter what. But then each additional rank will bust through like layers of protection that are there. So I will leave it up to you to think of how protected she might be.
Okay. Could I? So we're at 2 distance. Oh, were we putting anything in scope in there?
Oh yes. Scope is gonna be, I think. Oh, just to go straight dead. Boy, I think it's gonna be a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we'll do distance 2, scope 4. Guard. I'm guarding the world against this person's choices. If I put a point in guard in there, could that also overcome one of her resistances?
I think it's going to need to just be wild card because these are marching through. I appreciate the wording and trying to go for that. Have to ask, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll do 4 scope, 4 wild card, 2 distance, 1 learn.
How much wild card? 4?
Yep, 4.
Okay, great. One more time with all those.
Wild card 4.
Yep.
Scope 4.
Yep.
Distance 2. Learn 1.
Learn 1. Okay, great. So that was 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then any degree discounts you have?
I get 1 distance and 1 learn.
1 distance and 1 learn. Okay, so that then becomes a 9. Okay. So let's go ahead. You spend that aether. Roll a d6. Tell me what you get.
Come on, stories. Let's get a 6. We get a 5.
Okay, a 5 is a minor bonus. All right. Okay, wild. Just wild. All right. Here's what happens. Your spell goes off. It is a successful thing. Your rote happens. You write it in your book the same way you've written thousands of other rotes that you've used over countless millennia to change the world around you. And it does go off. It does work. It is heading towards her. You feel it moving towards her. It hits a resistance. That falls. 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 And then there is like a little, the tiniest little shift in the pressure here. The pressure in the cistern starts to squeeze on everybody that is here. It's getting pressed lower and lower and lower. And you can tell, especially the older gods among you, you can tell that this is typically what happens the moment before a member of the Clade arrives. And I think that is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Oh,
okay.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh, I'm ready for next session.
This is. I'm so glad that our person wait is a day and a half and not forever like it was between the last one. Chat, you get to see it in a week, but we get to see it in 36 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
the plot thickens.
Yeah.
Oh, this is spicy. Okay. Yeah, let's say who we are.
Yeah, let's do that. Sean, why don't you start?
Yeah, I'll start. Hi, I'm Sean. I play Story. You can find me here and everywhere else that's Help Action Needed branded. We use he, him pronouns. This is wild and fun Gloria.
Gloria makes the charm party. I want to know who it is. I played Chance. Our pronouns are she, her. You can find me Glowpinksa most places, Charm Party on YouTube, and I stream a lot, and it's fun. I stream TTRPGs, but I also play a lot of variety games. So come hang out. Everyone that is my mod and Sean and my husband bully me. So observe. You're not allowed if you're new. The end. Yuri.
Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Yuri. That is Y-U-R-I, pronounced she, they. You can go ahead and find me at Yuri and the Beast absolutely everywhere on the interwebs, where I bully my friends into letting me play more games with them. That's me, Mika.
Cool. Hey, hi, I'm Mika. I do things. Normally you can catch me over on Roll D5 or OLED5, where I am a producer, director. I forgot my title. You can just find me like Beaconside AI/Mika Macintosh. Also, I left you a note in your locker, and I'd appreciate it if you either checked yes or super yes.
Aw, that's so sweet. My name is Damon Van He. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on the internet at Damon Van He because I'm bad at it and uncreative. Thanks for tuning in so much. We've been playing The Crown, which is the game that I am the creator and the writer of. And in a week, you can come and see what is going to happen because I need that time to figure it out. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.